someone who's really self-critical about yourself? You judge yourself very harshly when you make a mistake. You are very harsh to yourself when you make a mistake. Words you would never use for a friend, you use for yourself only because you've made a mistake. Well, what if I told you that learning to be kind to yourself is not only about you feeling good, but science has actually shown that when you're kind to yourself, it impacts your mental health, it impacts your productivity, it impacts your relationships for the better. Self compassion, my dear, is not only a buzzword, it is much more than that. It is, a transformative tool that can change the way you live and the way you thrive. Hi, my name is Ratika Seth. I'm a life enhancement coach, and I welcome you to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. Today, we are diving into a topic that has the power to transform yourself: the science of self compassion. In a world which often equates self criticism with growth, it is very easy for us to fall into the trap of being self critical about ourselves, being judgmental about yourself, being harsh to ourselves, being our worst enemy. But research shows that self compassion and not self judgment, not being harsh upon yourself, is what actually fuels resilience, success, and our overall well being. So, in this episode, we'll explore the science behind self compassion, why it is so powerful, and the 5 actionable ways to practice being kinder to yourself. So, if you're somebody who struggled with self doubt or perfectionism or guilt, this episode is specially for you. So, let's get started. 5 reasons why self compassion changes everything. Number 1, self compassion reduces our stress and anxiety. So, whenever we are kind to ourselves, our body responds accordingly. It lowers stress hormones like cortisol, and it releases the feel good chemicals like oxytocin. Now, self criticism increases stress and anxiety. Self criticism makes it harder for us to cope with challenges. Studies have shown that self compassion activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, and this helps you stay calm, this helps you stay grounded. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed, the next time you are angry with yourself, just take a deep breath and tell yourself, it's okay to feel this way. I am doing my best. Number 2, self compassion will boost your resilience during tough times. It helps you bounce back from setbacks much faster by fostering a growth mindset. So instead of getting stuck in self blame, you are able to learn from your mistakes, you are able to see the positive out of the negative, and it helps you move forward. Research by Dr. Kristen Neff shows that self compassionate people are actually more likely to persevere through challenges. So whenever you're faced with failure, we all go through our failures, right? Just ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience to grow stronger? What is this experience teaching me? What is this mistake teaching me? Number 3, self compassion enhances your relationships, because being kind to yourself makes you more empathetic and understanding towards everybody else also. When you are less judgmental to yourself, you are less judgmental of others, and this leads to healthier, more meaningful connections. Self compassion is linked to greater emotional intelligence, which strengthens your interpersonal relationships. And this is not me, but science saying so. So, practice self compassion and notice how it shifts the way you communicate with your loved ones. Number 4, self compassion increases motivation and productivity because you're being kind to yourself. Contrary to the popular belief, self compassion does not make you complacent. In fact, it fuels motivation. When you're kind to yourself, you feel more encouraged to take on challenges. Because you're motivated, you're being kind. It's like you being kind to a friend. Okay, if the friend is going through a particular situation and is lacking motivation, you being kind to your friend and you using those positive words motivates your friend, isn't it? So when you're kind to yourself, you yourself get motivated also. When you're kind to yourself, you feel more encouraged, and that makes you take on challenges rather than avoiding them out of fear of failure, because you've now become your accountability partner, your best friend, your safe space. Studies have shown that self compassionate individuals actually set higher goals and are more likely to achieve them also. So replace self criticism with encouragement. Instead of saying, I will never get this right, I'm useless, start saying, I am learning and it's okay, I will learn. Number 5, self compassion improves your mental health because it's a powerful antidote to depression, anxiety, and burnout. It helps you break free from the cycle of negative self talk, and so it fosters a sense of peace and well being. Science says that regular practice of self compassion leads to lower levels of depression and higher levels of happiness. When you're motivated, you're releasing all those hormones, right? So, start a daily self compassion practice. Start journaling. That's one of the ways. You could write 3 good things about yourself. Start doing just a small exercise like this and see the difference. So, well, these were the 5 reasons why self compassion is better, why you need to be self compassionate with yourself. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. Remember, you're not being selfish by being self compassionate. It is essential that you be kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself not only improves your mental and emotional health, it also strengthens your relationships and it helps you achieve your goals with grace, with resilience. So let's quickly recap the 5 reasons why self compassion changes everything. Number 1, it reduces stress and anxiety. Number 2, it boosts your resilience during tough times. Number 3, it enhances your relationships. Number 4, it increases your motivation and productivity. And number 5, by doing all the 4 things above, it improves your overall mental health. So I challenge you today to take one step to practice self compassion today itself. Whether it's speaking kindly to yourself, or learning from a mistake, or simply allowing yourself to rest, every small act of kindness towards yourself matters. So if this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, share it with someone who might benefit from this message. Till my next podcast, this is me, Ratika Seth, reminding you that the most important relationship you will ever have in your life is with yourself. So be kind to yourself, be self-compassionate, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.